Hey guys, this is Eureka Street Crypto Hub, and I'm Eureka John, the host, and it is March 31st, 2021, 11:46 in the morning. And today, I'm cutting right to the chase because this is a project-oriented video. Normally, I do the morning news every single day, and I break it up every week or two with a project-focused video. And today's project is focused on the ARK blockchain. And as you can see, yours truly in the photo here. The ARK blockchain has been brought to my attention when I watched a video about Ready Player One, and it talked about how blockchain was possibly used in that movie if it were real life, and in a real life scenario, which blockchain would have been used in it. And they highlighted Chainlink, which is what brought me to the video. And then I saw in there the use of the ARK blockchain to be able to process those real life, real time type of transactions that would have to occur in order to make something like Ready Player One happen. If you have not seen that video, I will link to it in the description. It is a really good video. And they also do another one about an episode in the Black Mirror as well, the one that talks about the social credit score. So I will link that video also. They're both exceptional videos, amazing. Anyway, a little bit about me. I'm just an average guy doing this. I'm learning as I go along. I've been broadcasting since October 24th, 2020, and I'm on episode 97, as you can see. And since February 6th, I've been doing it every single morning, so you can catch me in the morning. But like I said, I'm not an expert on this stuff. I'm learning as I go along, and I have questions, and I'm not afraid to ask stupid questions. I have like the opposite of imposter syndrome, to where I just like blindly and dumbly just jump into something and just ask questions until I kind of figure it out enough to be able to somewhat talk about it. But anyway, it's kind of what I'm going to do here with the ARK ecosystem. Okay, so let's go to the Brave browser, and we'll shut off that photo, not that photo. Let's shut off that image of me in the background. Okay, so this is the ARK.io blockchain. And I know there's a lot of blockchains out there, and they all call themselves the Ethereum killer and all that type of stuff. And, Ethereum, in my point of view, is not going to die. It has its place well established. It's undeniable. It's tried and true and tested. Yes, there's high gas fees. But you know what? Institutions are getting involved right now. It's going to Ethereum 2.0. A lot of those gas fee issues are going to be fixed, and institutions don't really give a darn about gas fees. I mean, I know it costs me $125 sometimes for a transaction during congested times, and if I'm working with DeFi, it can even be way more than that. But institutions don't care. That's just not even a drop in their pond or their lake or their ocean. So yeah. It's kind of creating this unofficial glass ceiling until Ethereum 2.0 fully rolls out. Right now, some of these transactions on Ethereum are out of the question for me. However, there's other blockchains developing to fill in this gap. I know there's Cardano, and there's Polkadot. There's a ton others. I'm not making that video about those. I'm making the video about ARK blockchain here. So here we are, ARK blockchain. Basically, it is a blockchain for basically just about anybody. You don't have to be some huge corporation or some large company in order to use this blockchain or to develop on it or to deploy it. Let me go over here and pull up some notes I actually took on this. These videos I actually kind of take notes on, unlike my morning videos where I just kind of look at some news and stuff. But what is the ARK blockchain? First of all, it's free. And that's good. We like free, and we like open source. And open source basically means the code is free and available for anybody to build on top of and help the project evolve. And sometimes even fork to something completely different. I mean, if you see Binance Smart Chain, basically that's a fork of Ethereum, of MetaMask as well, the Binance Smart Chain wallet. So, and they freely and openly just blatantly, announce it and are proud of it. And even CZ says, he's proud of the fact that it is a hybrid, centralized, decentralized blockchain. But I mean, that is kind of an example of what open source is. Anybody, even competing competitors, are free to take something and add to it and use it in their own way. So anyway, the ARK blockchain, they announce it as the simplest way to blockchain. It's a cryptocurrency and a blockchain-based platform. It reduces the need for smart contracts by using custom transactions, logic, and multiple programming languages. It aims to solve the difficulty of working with the blockchain tech, because blockchain tech is notoriously terribly difficult for a lot of people who haven't quite spent a lot of time studying. It has a really high learning curve. So IT professionals a lot of times find themselves with a bunch of difficulty when a company decides, their GM or their CEO says, hey, you know what, we want to implement blockchain into our company, and the IT guy's like, oh crap, how am I supposed to figure this out? Well, ARK provides a real easy way to do that without hiring some third-party consultants, and generally they charge out the butt. So it provides an easy way for them to figure it out, kind of a plug-and-play type of way to implement a blockchain into a company structure or some kind of loyalty program or something like that. So it's easy for small business to use, but larger corporations can also create their own custom blockchains. And anyway, it provides easier access to blockchain tech through the ARK core as the backbone to the ARK network. The small guy can't spend millions of dollars to build a new blockchain. ARK gives the smaller guy an opportunity to build and test out a blockchain for their own business. Large corporations have the money to put in and build some crazy custom solutions. This allows somebody to do it affordably, somebody to dip their toe in the water, to test a blockchain solution for their business to see if it's something that'll work, to just try out a loyalty program and see if that's something that'll work for their business. Anyway, ARK mainnet came online in March 21st of 2017 with 125 million ARK created in the Genesis block. The Genesis delegates were soon replaced by the live delegates who were voted in to secure the network. On November 28, 2018, the network was upgraded to version 2 code base with TypeScript, and that's not quite what they wanted as final product, so they're developing more upgraded core modules and develop the cores using modules, to create the deployer app. So with the deployer app, it allows the average IT guy to kind of create a plug-and-play product. And there's a YouTuber that does a really good job of explaining this. Let me find his YouTube channel. Okay, I found his YouTube channel. His name is Jack Spirko, and he does an amazing job of describing the ARK blockchain. But I do want to let him describe in his words the deployer aspect of this blockchain that creates the plug-and-play modular type of experience for an IT guy to be able to learn this project and deploy it in a day or two, and then bring results right back to his company. So here's in his words.
We have a version 4, but this new one is even better. Deployer. What does that mean? To deploy. It is an automated way to do 90% of the work of deploying a blockchain by filling out a form and setting parameters. Instead of starting out with, here's what we'd like our blockchain to do, and paying a bunch of coders a shitload of money to make you a blockchain, or forking some other blockchain, you're actually able to just develop and deploy a blockchain by filling out a form.
So yeah, I would definitely watch this video. This guy does an amazing job of explaining in basic understandable terms what the ARK ecosystem and blockchain is, and probably a better job than I do. So I'm really stoked to find this guy, Jack Spirko. But anyway, what I was talking about as well at the very beginning of the video about Ready Player One, this here also talks about how blockchain is interoperable with a bunch of other different types of blockchain, and it can deal with the real life blockchain traffic and interoperability between a bunch of different blockchains. So they have the ARK core, and then they have anybody can create their own new blockchain with that ARK core. And so you can create hundreds if you need for a video game or anything to keep up with real life speed, and have them all interact and be interoperable with one another, and then all using the ARK core as a reference. And so here's kind of a little synopsis on that, using this this video right here on the MarketSquare YouTube channel. And MarketSquare is their decentralized marketplace, and I will get on that here in a second, but check this out.
Blockchains get bloated, gamers get mad. Many new gamers in today's world using blockchain games are getting upset about the fees on the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah.
All applications use one chain, so your fee to do transactions in one game go up just because some random other game you've never heard of is getting really popular.
Excuse me for a second. Yeah, who this? Fees? What's up, dude? It's for you.
The ARK blockchain, however, has a way cooler approach, a multi-chain approach. Wicked awesome. If the Oasis were running on ARK chains, a different blockchain could be used for each realm, so fees remain low and fair. All the different blockchains could be connected using ARK Smart Bridge technology. This blockchain, I like it.
Another.
So yeah, you get the basic gist of that. It basically uses the ARK core right at the center, and you can have up to hundreds or however many blockchains you want all connecting to that core. And so that solves that problem of bloat on the blockchain and all the Ethereum fees. So I really like that. So let's take a quick look at the white paper. This white paper is super easy to read, and as far as white papers go, it is actually kind of enjoyable, honestly. So let's take a look. Okay, I normally record these things in one take. No editing, nothing. But I got kids, so they knock at the door, and I got to answer. So anyway, back to this white chain here. This white chain is actually easy to read, and it helps refresh people on some basics that they might not know underneath their technology, so people can kind of get an instant primer on it. So I would highly recommend actually reading this white paper. ARK empowers everyone, regardless of their aim or technical background, to quickly and easily leverage blockchain technology. Our white paper will identify well-known problems within the blockchain industry and illustrate how ARK technology solves them. In the current hype-driven blockchain landscape, ARK acts as a beacon for individuals, groups, and enterprises seeking to apply blockchain technology to reach both their individual goals and affect change in their local community. ARK's uniquely simple technology stack allows almost anyone to create and deploy standalone blockchains for any use case. I'm all about these, average Joe type of chains in which anybody can kind of work with tech. I like this dumbed down stuff, even though it is not dumbed down technology, but it dumbs it down so people like me can use it. These newly created blockchains will have the ability to interoperate through ARK Smart Bridge technology. ARK is also reinventing smart contracts with ARK Logic, a collection of tools including custom transaction types, templates, and plugins. ARK Logic brings security, adaptability, and scalability to decentralized computing workflows. Most importantly, the ARK ecosystem fosters a growing international community of developers, node operators, blockchains, businesses, and enthusiasts who collectively breathe life into this disruptive technology. And I do actually think ARK is disruptive technology because it is applying a whole new framework to blockchain technology in a modular type of way that allows any accessibility to people of all different skill levels and in industries. So blockchains have problems. Extant blockchain platforms face a well-known and seemingly intractable set of challenges. These include what's known as the blockchain trilemma: scalability, security, and decentralization. Scalability is handling large volumes of transactions at a high speed. Bitcoin and Ethereum obviously have this issue right now going on with bloated blockchains and high transaction fees. And they both are dealing right now with Ethereum's trying to roll out to Ethereum 2.0, and there's a bunch of layer 2 solutions on top of it trying to meet these interoperability and scalability issues. And then you can't really have a lot of scalability sometimes with certain frameworks because then you lose security, and it's a trade-off. And centralization is also an issue. When you centralize something for the sake of security, then you have a centralized system that allows a top-down type of structure that allows one person or a group of people to make a decision on the behalf of tons of others. With decentralization, sometimes you lose security, and ARK strives to find a balance between all this. The three properties are linked, and that an increase in one generally entails a trade-off with the others. As an illustrative example, the Bitcoin network is optimized for security and decentralization at the expense of scalability. This fact was made amply clear in late 2017 when backlogged transactions on the network resulted in exorbitant transaction fees. One approach to Bitcoin is taken to resolve this issue is layer 2 solutions like the Lightning Network. I covered that a couple episodes back. So you might want to look at that video. Development of the ARK technology stack began with the consideration of the Trilemma and further reflection upon two crucially related challenges, namely interoperability, enabling independent chains to exchange value and information, and sustainability, creating self-sufficient and self-governing environments. I did briefly touch on interoperability with that one video about Ready Player One, about a bunch and hundreds of different blockchains all interacting together and using the core ARK core network as the base for that to keep up with the speed of life. So it goes through the core values. And, overall, it is a really good white paper. So I keep saying that, but it's true. It gives a little history of the ARK main network. It has been around for a while. It's been around since 2016. So ARK is an old dog, but they're not out there hyping things up. They're not promising Lambos and moon and all this stuff. They are building the tech and then marketing as it comes out. So they're not just dumping a bunch of money into marketing and trying to get all these ambassadors and all this stuff going out there and pushing their product before it comes out, because they don't want all this promise to come out. So they're very reliable. When they say something is going to come out, it's generally because it probably pretty much almost already has. So that is one amazing thing about it. I did just get an email. Let me check real quick and read this to you. They do have their decentralized marketplace, and it looks like it's called MarketSquare.io. It's right here, and MarketSquare is going to be a decentralized platform that allows for people and projects to all come together and join together and create things and collaborate. So here, MarketSquare is complete. Here's what's happening next. Let's take a quick look. So ever since we announced that we're starting to build MarketSquare, the new homepage for the decentralized web, the ARK team has been hard at work with the design and coding process. The real question is, is the MarketSquare platform complete? Yes. Here's what's happening next. I will go on that in a little bit. Let's talk about what that means, what's happening next. MarketSquare will soon become just more than just cool articles and videos. It will become a full platform where users and developers can connect with their favorite blockchain-powered projects and businesses. It's a platform for the entire blockchain industry, not just for the ARK ecosystem. So it is basically kind of a LinkedIn in a way, but not cheesy, for the blockchain industry, in which partners and projects can all put up what they're working on and find places and projects to collaborate with. So I will link this in the video description as well, so you can take a look for yourself. And that is where this video came from right here, MarketSquare, the blockchains of series. And so they look at movies and shows and things like that and figure out where blockchain may be applied in some of these. So I thought that's what brought me to this whole thing in the first place. And then I discovered the rest of this ARK technology going on here. So it's open source, modular architecture, ARK Logic, smart transaction enabled, and Smart Bridge, HTLC hash time lock contract, I believe is what it is. Yeah, hash time lock contract transition logic. And what that allows for is atomic swaps, which are anonymous swaps, peer-to-peer swaps. So people can swap tokens back and forth between different blockchains. And the hash time locks it up and allows a certain time slot for a transaction to happen. And if it doesn't, then it's rendered null and void. So it allows interoperability between smart blockchains. For instance, say Ethereum and Bitcoin blockchains, they don't play well together. So you got to find some way for them to communicate, and hash time lock contracts will help facilitate that type of operation. Okay. Anyway. Let's get back down to how the ARK system works. There is a cryptocurrency, and the cryptocurrency is used to secure the network via the nodes. And the nodes, it works on a delegated proof of stake network. And what that means is, let me go back over to my notes, because this was a little harder for me to get my head around. Okay. So the deal with a blockchain is, hold on, let me go up here. Let me try to find where this is here. Okay, they're talking about delegates, transactions, Let me go down here. As you can see, I completely organized everything. Anyway, whatever. We will just go back to the top, and I have some notes I took in which I will read about the delegated proof of stake. Okay, so too many nodes in the network is slow. Too few nodes in the network is centralized and possibly bottlenecked. And this is what's happening in a lot of blockchains right now. Okay, the nodes are the places on the blockchain that hold copies of the blockchain, and when a transaction occurs, there has to be a consensus on every single node that that transaction is correct. And once they all come into consensus, then that can be added to the blockchain, and it can be added to the block. And then the nodes, they all are working to create new blocks, and whoever creates a block gets the initial reward for that block. And so a proof of stake network is where anybody can sign up to be a node, and they're all working to verify transactions and win blocks. A delegated proof of stake system is where people are assigned as delegated nodes, and instead of being assigned by a central authority, all the people that hold the ARK token can delegate their votes to become a delegate node. Sorry, my Telegram is just blowing up here, so 1 second. Okay, I had to turn off the damn notifications for Telegram because this is driving me nuts. Anyway, so the delegated proof of stake system allows for there to be 51 delegates and 51 vote earners, and those vote earners are allowed to basically verify transactions and earn blocks, and they can earn the ARK token as well. The people that hold the ARK token, they can delegate their ARK to vote on who becomes these nodes. So the delegates, aka nodes, and the 51 nodes are the ones that generate the blocks, and then the people that are voting on it, they don't necessarily lock up their ARK. So you don't have to lock up or lose your ARK or anything like that, or have it inaccessible. Your token represents one vote. So when you delegate your token to a node, you're basically delegating the weight of your token to the node and not necessarily your token. So I know a lot of these people who stake their tokens on various platforms, especially specifically with Ethereum. I have a bunch of staked up Aave tokens, and which is great, and I'm earning interest on that Aave. But if I want to unstake, first of all, it takes a 10-day cooling off period, and then any type of transaction on an Ethereum decentralized finance platform is ungodly expensive right now. I just to see what it would cost me, went into the Aave platform to try to unstake and claim my interest on the Aave platform and unstake my tokens. It was going to cost me $400 to do that, which is absolutely ridiculous. I know that was during a congested time and all, but I've even gone during uncongested times and it was still like $125. I don't want to spend $125 to unstake my tokens. I know, for some larger corporations and people that have tens of thousands of dollars locked up, $125 to unstake your tokens might not be a huge issue. But the way those contracts work is the more text you have and the more complexity you have in your smart contract, the more room it takes on the block and the more expensive it is. And that's the Ethereum chain. It's not the case with this. And there are ways in which the costs and the gas costs are reduced down, so the ARK blockchain has tiny gas costs in comparison to the Ethereum. So either way, your ARK tokens are not locked up on the blockchain and they're not locked up in a smart contract, just the weight of them is. So if you want to transact or use your ARK tokens that are staked up, you can, and it will just automatically take it out of that stake. So if you have 1,000 ARK tokens staked up and you want to use 200 of them on some kind of transaction, then the next day or after that transaction, you'll have 800 staked up towards the votes. So I think that's pretty cool. The 51 delegates strike a balance between the decentralization and performance. This is done through a voting mechanism through which through wallets in which the ARK holders use their ARK tokens to vote. Okay, I'm reading these notes there. They don't actually use the ARK tokens, but use the weight of the number of the ARK as the quantifiable placeholder or proof of them holding the tokens. Each token is one vote, and the voter can change their vote at any time. No multi-voting is allowed. If a voter has 1,000 tokens and wants to vote for several delegates, they would need to divide their ARK voting weight by token among multiple addresses. Node operators compete for votes by offering the best services and efficiencies, so this creates a kind of a free market for the node operators to all do their best. It creates incentive for them because they want to collect those votes so they can run their node and they can earn ARK tokens as a result. So it creates definitely a free market capitalism type of model right there. ARK mainnet delegates often pledge to offer various services including development and testing, public resources, and tools utilizing the ARK mainnet, faucets, bounty programs, outreach, art, games, media creation, events, research, and more. So yeah, I think it's pretty rad. Everybody's incentivized, and the people that have the power in this situation are not the people creating the ARK blockchain, but are the token holders. So the power is delegated to so many different places. It is truly decentralized, and the main ARK team, they don't own any of these tokens. So I think that's pretty rad too, and that they've never had an ICO, an initial coin offering, and they've never raised just tons of money, and then just pocketed all the tokens for themselves. No, all the tokens are distributed throughout the community. So 2 ARK tokens are generated every 8 seconds. Each ARK block is formed by one of the 51 delegates in a round lasting 408 seconds. If no blocks are missed by an unprepared delegator, 7,884,000 ARK tokens can be produced in a year and up for grabs. So that gives incentive as well for the ARK delegators to be online and be prepared and have all their equipment ready in order to be able to generate the block. If they aren't ready, then they get skipped over, and it lowers the block count, and they'll probably receive less votes because that goes on a bad mark on their record, and people will see that, and they won't want to vote for a delegator that has been down or has missed blocks. So this steady and fixed generation ARK means the annual inflation rate declines towards 0 with each year. So that's cool. There's other ways you can participate, not just by being a token holder or by being a block producing delegate. You can be a relay node. The voted in-block generating nodes work with relay nodes that act as a contact point for the clients. Anyway, so yeah, ARK is a solid ecosystem, very decentralized, very fast, very interoperable. What's his name over here? Jack Spirko compared it to the WordPress of blockchains, and I think that's very accurate. It's kind of an easy plug and play way for people to interact with the system. Let's look at these products real quick here. Here's the deployer that he was talking about that your IT guy can use. It'll be out very soon here. Launching your blockchain with deployer, best overall value and budget in the industry. Launching your blockchain with deployer. Launching your blockchain and transforming it into a successful project is a daunting process. Fortunately, deployer removes the heavy lifting, making the deployment of your blockchain simple and quick. However, budgetary concerns also need to be addressed. Let's explore the cost of running a chain and how deployer stacks up against the competition. So he uses the comparison of WordPress, how a company with not a lot of money or is a little apprehensive about the blockchain space may just kind of want to dip their toe in and test it, or do some basic rewards program instead of trying to create some kind of international currency exchange or anything like that. This is the perfect way to do it. So yeah, very stoked about that. That is the deployer. And he also mentions when WordPress first started out, it was you had to download all the components and do settings and configurations and do updates and download updates, and you would have to hire a web developer to do that. Well, I was that guy. I built my own blog engine with PHP back in 2003 and stuff like that, in 2005 or whatever. And it was a lot of work, and I did it all with Notepad, and I wrote it out, and then I got turned on to WordPress and stuff like that, and then I saw all their components and PHP components and things like that, and I was just like, man, this is a lot of work. But I thought WordPress made it too basic. But here they're kind of creating a WordPress with blockchain capability that's modular, that will allow that to happen. And I believe it will in the future be streamlined out, because at first with WordPress you had to do the configuration updates and all that type of stuff, and you had to hire somebody else to help you do that if you didn't really know how. And then now it's just plug and play, and you can even do automatic updates with that. And this is probably going to end up going that way, and so it's starting out the way WordPress kind of started out. There is another blockchain right now, or another project that's claiming to be the WordPress blockchain, and that's Unibrite. Unibrite is an amazing product, and they're working with the baseline protocol in order to establish kind of a corporate smart contract platform that uses a GUI, graphical user interface, to be able to drag and drop smart contract capability onto supply chains and other type of corporate structures. And they're working very closely with Microsoft, SAP, and stuff like that. But they aren't their own blockchain. They're on top of the Ethereum blockchain. So it'll be interesting to see how all that works out. And I do also believe that they're working with HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph as well. So keep an eye on Unibrite. It'll be interesting to compare these two and see how, if there's going to be any type of interaction or competition between the two. So anyway, there's the desktop wallet right here, which I have installed on my computer as well. It is a super easy wallet to use. It connects to the ARK Blockchain Explorer, which is super easy to look at and easy on the eyes. And then we have the let's see here, the deployer, the platform software development kit, which is where all the modules kind of interact with each other and makes it easy for people working with various different blockchain languages to all operate on this. There's MarketSquare.io, which is the decentralized marketplace and networking community, the hub, I guess. And then there's Nodem, easily manage your blockchain nodes in one place. So it allows you to create and manage your nodes right here. And even if you're a business doing your own, this guy mentioned this, Jack Spirko, if you're a business launching your own loyalty blockchain product and you need nodes, you could just buy the nodes on Nodem and not have to worry about creating and forming this big community around your product in order to be able to have nodes to run a blockchain. You could just do this on Nodem. So yeah. And then there's custom solutions here with Protocol Enterprise Blockchain Simplified. And then there's the ARK Explorer. I'll show you here real quick. It is super easy on the eyes. Okay, there we go. And yeah, it shows the price. The price is at $291 here. Got up to $319 today, so it's been doing very well. This token has. I don't really have any ARK tokens right now. I'm actually going to buy some, but I'm not telling you to buy or not buy. I do have a small handful of ARK tokens, and I will disclose that I did talk about that this video here not too long ago, and I wasn't asking for anything. I don't shill anything. I don't ever ask for money for any type of stuff I cover, and nobody pays me. But these guys reached out and they gave me a few ARK tokens, enough to maybe buy a case of beer if I drank. And I appreciate that. And that case of beer now will, because of this price appreciation, I could probably buy 3 cases of beer if I wanted to. But I don't drink, so whatever. That's irrelevant. But it just goes to show the attitudes of these people and how they are paying attention to the ground level people like me that are covering projects, and they know when somebody talks about them. And I think that's really important. So if you want to invest in a project that really cares about what people are doing, and what's going on the ground level, these guys are always in touch, and you can get in contact with them on Discord as well. There's Travis Walker there, and he is one of the main people in the ARK.io project, and he's always there and always available and always willing to talk. So go to their Discord as well and take a look at that. Let's see what else we have here. I think that's all, without just completely just going way too far into it, that I should talk about for this video's purposes. So you have, the development roadmap. Everything's in progress. There's a lot of stuff coming out right now. but they are making moves. And let's go back over here to this MarketSquare real quick. They have a MarketSquare on Twitter. So hello MSQ. Right here. And then they have the MarketSquare on their LBRY.tv page. Tons of videos available if the LBRY TV is your thing, and it is my thing. So look at all these videos here that just educate people on blockchain. And then they have MarketSquare on Reddit. And as you can see here, constant posts and community interaction. And then here's the actual MarketSquare.io website. And as you saw in that email that I just talked about, everything is pretty much launching and MarketSquare is complete. So you can watch this video here on YouTube. And let's see, it's a 3-minute video, so it's not too long.
Ever since we announced that we were starting to build MarketSquare, the new homepage.
Go and watch this and figure out what's happening next. That being said, I think this will conclude the video on ARK. And I've covered all the basics, given you some kind of ground framework and ground to build on, and you can go from there. I would definitely recommend checking out this project. I think I'm probably going to be grabbing myself a little bag of it too. So yeah, let me just quickly zoom out on this price. I don't necessarily like to harp on price because I'm a fundamentals guy and not some kind of trader, and I've never been a trader. But yeah, you can see the slow progression here, nice and easy. And then just recently they have taken quite a large uptick because of the recent developments and because of MarketSquare coming out and being deployed. So excited to see what's going to happen with ARK. Keep it up, guys. Right on. All right. Bye.